Hello, my name is Paul Reed. I'm 76 years old. I've been in lockdown with my lovely wife Susie since the middle of March. Sadly, my brother Drew died on Good Friday. He lost a fight against a chronic respiratory illness. He suffered with all the symptoms of coronavirus, but oddly had tested negative twice for it. He died in the Royal Shrewsbury Hospital, and Drew received the best of care from the NHS staff from the time he entered the hospital until passing away in the care of the wonderful staff on Ward 32. Thank you, Shrewsbury Hospital, and thank you, Ward 32, for all that you did with Drew's care and for comforting him at the end of his life. Yes, a big thank you to the NHS, and thank you too to all the frontline services, public, private, charitable. The list of those is so very long. I had a worry that it might be thought too early to say what I'm going to, but the more I thought about it, the less I was worried, because there can never be a good time, and time for this, I think, is very much of the essence. Expressions of gratitude and thanks to all those exceptional people who are endangering themselves daily are not enough, I think, and those sentiments risk fading with time. We mustn't let that happen, and so I've been thinking how we could do that. Quite rightly, I thought, by honouring and remembering. Honour those that helped us. Honour those who gave their lives helping us, and never ever forget what they did for us. So I'd appreciate a few minutes of your time, please, to hear what I would like to see happen when this nightmare is over. We shouldn't wait until it's over, as the danger is that it will not be afforded the importance it deserves because of what might be seen to then, wrongly, to be more important matters. It's clear that we've allowed our NHS to become underfunded. We've been complacent about our NHS and have taken all that they do day by day for granted, and that must be rectified. From birth through life events, good and bad, old age and inevitably death, our NHS has been there for us without question, free and instant, night and day. It has to be properly funded, and if that means additional taxation for us all, then so be it. But we need assurance that it will go directly to the NHS and all associated services. How we fund all aspects and areas of healthcare needs to be reviewed and changes made for the better. A message for the young people out there in society, but who may need reminding. Everyone gets old. Sorry kids, that's a fact. You'll face old age one day. We must provide the best care we can for those who can't look after themselves in later life. We need to provide them with the best of community care while they're in their own homes or in residential care. We simply must wake up to the fact that care costs, and we need to deal with that. So can I please share some ideas with you about honouring and remembrance, in the hope that you think they are worthy of your support, and then can I ask you please to share them as widely as possible, by any means you can, and hopefully that will generate enough interest to get the attention of those in government and other places of office and commerce who are in the position to actually make all this happen. So I say to one of them, award the George Cross to the NHS. We're in a war situation with this pandemic. The outpouring of gratitude by the nation for the NHS and other frontline soldiers should be recognised through the award of the George Cross to the NHS organisations of England, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales. They will then be known forever as the NHS England George Cross, the NHS Scotland George Cross, the NHS Northern Ireland George Cross and the NHS Wales George Cross. Those who gave their lives while unselfishly caring for others deserve to be considered for the posthumous award of the George Medal. Also, an appropriately named medal should be struck for award to all other worthy people and organisations to ensure no person, organisation or service goes unrecognised for the part they played. I can draw a comparison to the award of the George Cross to the NHS to the reasons that the honour was awarded to the island of Malta in 1942 by King George VI. It was in recognition of the people of Malta's courage, loyalty, sacrifice and resilience during World War II. A fitting comparison of those reasons can be made with that honour, the George Cross to the 4 NHS organisations. During this time of national crisis, frequent references by politicians, chat show hosts and guests alike have been made to this country being a war zone, that we are fighting a war, and one which we continue to fight. In a recent speech to the nation, the Queen expressed her admiration and support of the NHS and of all others involved in the fight. She expressed her pride in the show of unity and of people working together with a common aim. Those words echo the spirit of World War II speeches. Heroic actions in war are recognised through the award of an appropriate honour, and that must happen in this case. I also say remember them by renaming the early May Bank holiday as a lasting tribute to those who brought us through the coronavirus pandemic, and to also remember all those who lost their lives during this tragic time. Everyone in the UK and the generations that will follow us must never forget the horrors of coronavirus and the sacrifices made and the lives lost. So I say, rename the 3rd of May 2021 public holiday to something meaningful and enshrine it forever in our calendar so that we don't forget. Make Friday the 30th of April 2021 a one-off public holiday funded to provide an extended period for the country to reflect and remember, and for supporting charitable events to be held perhaps. A memorial in the National Memorial Arboretum at Alroa should also be considered for the future. The government should do all this to create a lasting tribute that will serve as a reminder of the loss of lives and heroic efforts that were made for us in the fight against coronavirus. In a speech, Her Majesty said, "I hope in the years to come, everyone will be able to take pride in how they responded to this challenge. The sentiments of our Queen would be realised, I think, through doing what I am suggesting." It's still early days and we're certainly not out of the woods yet, but we will get through this if we all pull together. So I say, honour those that helped us, honour those who gave their lives helping us, and never ever forget what they did for us. Thank you. Stay home, protect lives, save the NHS. Got that bit wrong.